Welcome to Kratos BI. Today we're going to be talking about this brand new feature in Microsoft Fabric called AI Skills. This is going to transform the way your users are able to interact with data, not just in your gold layer, but in your silver and bronze layer too. So do you have some like crazy analysis that your users may want to like perform and understand about your data? Today we're going to show you how you can put it at their fingertips. Now, if you're anything like me and you love SQL because you know the power of it, be able to access all sorts of different data, you're going to love this new AI skill, okay? Now, we're going to be going through in this video the learn example that is out on online. The link is down below. There's just a handful of steps that we're going to be configuring. Just going to kind of run through this. Just a note on the prerequisite here. This does need to be in an F64 capacity or higher, or premium capacity, and you need to have your AI skill tenant switches enabled and Copilot tenant switch on as well. And if you're using cross geo functionality, then you need the AI enabled as well. Okay, so most people are going to be fine with this, just letting you know that maybe it's not. Now, this demo will run you through like actually creating an AdventureWorks DW so that you'll have all the assets necessary to get this done. We're going to create the DW. We're then going to create the skill. We're going to select some data. We'll provide some instructions, and we'll actually dig in and like show you how this works. But enough with us and the overview. Let's actually dive into it and like get this up and running. All right, I'm going to stick that over to the side because I'm going to be following along the exact same things that are in Learn, so you can see exactly what we go on and do, okay? So in this spaces, I'm going to go into my workspace, and I'm going to look for my AI workspace. Now we're going to use the workspace that I've already created out there. This first notebook, all I did was run this last night to get this up and running. I'm not going to run this inside of this script because it took all of 1 minute and 52 seconds to run this script. So really easy to get this up and running. What this will do is it's going to create this lake house for you with all of these tables in here. And so you can see we've got dim account, dim currency, dim customer. All of these assets are in here. A note: this will go faster if you're using a warehouse than a lake house right now. That's just a pro tip on this, okay? But you're going to see that from this environment, all I have is the lake house that's spun up as part of following that notebook, and this notebook is nothing more than a copy and paste from the Learn cell right here, okay? So you can get this up and running, and I'm only not doing that because of that minute it takes. But now I've probably talked over that. So, hey, why not? Maybe I should have done that. But all right, we've got this together. Now what we want to do is we want to go to the new data science experience in the lower corner here. We're going to want to click on data science. Okay, so click on data science. And in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to be able to see all the items that you can create and recommendations. I'm going to click over until I see the AI skill right here. I'm going to click on AI skill, and I'm going to put in the name of the skill, and this is Kratos BI video demo. I'm going to click on create on this item, okay? This is going to come up, and the first thing it's going to ask me to do is ask what warehouse or lake house do I want to connect to? Okay, so in this case, I'm connecting to that AdventureWorks video demo that I just showed you. I'm going to click on confirm. Now, if you just stood this up, and this took me a little bit to realize this, is that lake house has to like be up, and you're going to have to want to run through and query all the items, or else so that you make sure that it's like in memory, in cache, and like Fabric is it's all ready for it. If you have an existing warehouse or lakehouse, this happens instantaneously. But the brand new lakehouse that you spin up, it might take a little bit for it to be fully like instantiated. So if you try to create the skill before that, you won't see these text boxes on there. But for the purposes of this lake house, we're now ready to go. And I'm going to be following the instructions, and it says to select the dim customer. Wait, not dim currency. Dim customer, dim date, dim geography. And let me extend that out so it's easy to see. Dim geography, dim product category, dim promotion, dim reseller, dim sales territory, fact internet sales, and fact reseller sales. Okay. All right. Now that's all set up. We're going to then, once we've selected those items, we're going to click on get started. Okay. What that's doing is it's saying, okay, you're connecting to this lake house, but my AI skills I'm going to train those against this data. Okay, so it doesn't have to be everything in the lake house. It has to like go and understand everything. You're just going to set up what you're going to be connecting to. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to start to train the model and start to get the right answers. So I'm going to put in the question that they're asking, which is, and this is in the Learn documents, what's the most products sold? And hit enter. Now, what the AI skill is going to do is it's going to evaluate the data. It's going to evaluate all the fields, table names, and try to come up with an answer. So you're going to want to make sure if you're using like something that's not the Learn skill, that it's got good names on it and that it's easy for it to understand. And it's going to kind of come up with this SQL statement here, water bottle, 30 ounce is the biggest one sold. But when we look at what's causing that, if we look at the SQL statement here, we could see select top one, English product name as most sold product. Okay. It's coming from dim product. Okay, so that's good. And it's joining from fact internet sales on product key to the dim product. I'm sorry, dim product key to the fact internet sales product key. Okay, interesting. And it's grouping by English name. And here's the big one, order quantity description. Well, okay, so I don't want that. When it comes to this, like, I think that's wrong. I want, when I say most sales, I want the metric to be used to be the sales amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prompt that with this training lesson. Whenever I ask about the most sales product or products or items, the metric of interest is total sales and revenue, not order quantity. All right. So I'm just going to tell it that. All right. I'm also going to say, hey, you know what? The primary table. Oh, and look at that. I gave that command into chat, and look what it did. It automatically regenerated the SQL statement, which is the same. You know, I'm still getting the English product name, which is good, which is they're renamed to most sold product. That's cool. But now it's getting it from the sales amount from the internet sales. Oh, that is fantastic. And this is exactly what I want. If it had grabbed the sales amount from like this reseller sales, and to make sure that it doesn't, I'm even going to prompt it with this. The primary table to use is fact internet sales. Only use fact reseller sales if explicitly asked about resales or when asked about total sales. All right. I'm going to click on that. And it's not generating a query because it already did that. So that's all good. That's all well and good. But we saw that it was coming up with the right answer here. So I'm very happy with how we're able to coach and train this just using natural language, right? Isn't that incredible? Now, one of the great things we can do is we can start to put in all sorts of these types of notes into the model using this little expression right here, notes for the model. Okay. So I could, and Microsoft has come up with like a long list as part of this. So here are some instructions that we can go ahead and use. Like, and you see, I'm just highlighting these. I'm going to copy these in and paste them. So whenever I ask about the most sold product items, the metric of internet sales revenue and not order quantity, I'm going to take all that. I'm going to paste that right inside of here. And you'll see, look at this. There's a generous number of characters you can use in that. 15,000 characters. That's more than inside of a SQL query, right? SQL queries are capped at 8,500 or something like that. So you could be incredibly explicit in what you're doing, okay? Like, frankly, when I was able to start doing that, I thought, wow, that's amazing. This is super helpful. We can start to use this, provide feedback, start to work with this model. But I ran into an issue, and that's, well, what if the query isn't straightforward that should be run? What if I, as an analyst or a data engineer, knows that the answer to a query is really complex and it's something that I've custom built and wrote over time, and it's something that I want people to have access to, and I want to train my model on it? That's not a problem. We can do that too. All right. Now, you'll have to excuse me. It's right down in this lower corner here. There's example SQL queries. So we can even go in and we could start to put in example SQL queries by clicking on, oh gosh, maybe you can't even see it. There's a little pencil button right there. Click on that pencil button and it takes you into this whole new experience where you could start to add in different queries. And so you could say, and this is all part of the learned documents, right? So, okay, hey, let's add an example. How many active customers are there? Oh, did we have on June 1st, 2010? Right, and then we can enter in the SQL query for this, right? So I'm gonna like copy in my query. Again, I'm getting that out of the Learn site. I can just paste that right in there. And now I've got this as an example, right? So now I could go through and I could add all of these in, or if I already have a set of queries that I'm using, so I'm going to delete this one because it's, delete the examples. I can put them into a JSON file and I can import them all. So I'm going to be doing that from the JSON file that was created inside the Microsoft Learn. I just added, I'm going to add in all of these values here and click open. And boom. Now I've self-prompted all of these real custom queries as my results that I'm going to be generating. Isn't this amazing? So now when I save that, I've now added in automatically 14 specific examples that I can now use and share with people. All right. Now, the last step in this is, now that we've started to train this, we can go in and we can start to revise this, but we want to share this out to people. And publishing, you can tell when it's published because, okay, this, the big thing is it allows you to do is connect to that programmatically, but also share it to individuals. A note, when you share this AI skill, the user has to have access to the underlying data too. So you have to make sure that you share both the AI skill as well as that underlying data, or else the user won't be able to run the skill. And the nice thing there is if you have row level security on the underlying data, the AI skill is going to run as that user and only get access to the data that user should have. So this is honestly super exciting. So in order to share this, I'm going to click on share. No, I don't want to share this without publishing first. Hit cancel. My bad. I'm going to publish it. All right. And I'm just going to hit publish on this. Normally, do I put a description and everything? It's successful in publishing. That means it's now available for me to share or for me to use the API. So I'm going to go ahead and share. I'm going to put in myself. Chris Wagner. Thanks for PC Pros. I'm going to put in Data God at Kratos BI. And we'll put in the Power BI Luchador because, you know, he probably needs access too. I'm going to send that off to him. It's creating a sendable link. Okay. Crap. I should have got the copy link. All right. So here's my link. I'm going to copy that. The reason I want to copy this is I'm going to show you what it looks like for the users when they get that link in email. But 1 second before I do that, like I said, I want to make sure that I provide read access to my data lake. So I'm going to go into my AdventureWorks Lakehouse. And I'm going to make sure I share that. I'm going to add in the people that we're doing. And in this case, I want them to be able to read all SQL endpoints, read all Apache Spark. They don't need, I'll let them build reports. I don't think they need that for this, but I'm putting it in for now. So Chris, Wagner, for PC Pros, Data God, Power BI Luchador. Right. Okay. So we got that all together. I've granted those access. Okay. So now let's summarize again. We've got our data set out there. We've got our AI skill. We've got the notebook that created the data warehouse for now. In fact, we'll rename it so it doesn't matter. But now I can go ahead and I can head over and I can paste in that link to that URL. I can hit enter on it. Now it's popping me up because it's seeing that that's the other UI for the Kratos BI email, and this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so oops. So what are the total sales? Hummingbird. Okay, so it's asking me to ask questions. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask the exact same question that we asked before. Make sure that we're not getting the bottle of water here. So let's go. And where did that question go? Come on now. What is the most sold product? What is the most? And hit enter. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. Mountain Black. Ah, how exciting is that? Oh, that's awesome. That's exactly what we're expecting to see. Now, if I go back into my skill, and I stupidly closed that off. Okay, here we go. If I go back, yeah, for whatever reason, it doesn't like that UI if you're the owner. It tries to send you somewhere else, but who knows? If I go back, I have one other thing that I can do. So I can go in and I can actually create we'll actually go into my notebook. I can create a new cell down here. There we go. Put a new code. And this is in the Microsoft Learn spot too, where we can actually call that exact same thing via API. So we can call that skill and look, no hands, right? I'm just copying it in. So I've got the AI skill that I'm going to be putting in. I need to put that URL of that skill right here. So I'm going to head back over to that skill. I'm going to go to settings and publishing. I'm going to go copy the AI skill again and go back to my notebook. I can paste that in here. Paste. Home. And then run this. So I'm just going to run this one because I don't need to recreate the lake house. Be bad. And we're going to see that it's going to run and it's going to ask. So let's see here. User question. What is an example product? So I'm hoping that it's going to, the results I should see down here should be an example of a product. I can then change this question to anything I want. So I could, here we go. Road Flame Black, 58 inches. So you can see that it answered that question as well. We could go and muck with this and do other things. So how exciting is that? We were able to, number one, automatically create a lake house with data that's available at AdventureWorks. So that's awesome. Number two, We're able to create our AI skill, connect it to the data. Number 3, we're able to like prompt and teach it, provide it notes. Number 4, we're able to go in and we're able to like add in custom queries to answer specific questions. And number 5, we're able to share that out to both users in my organization as well as applications or anything that would run against that API to be able to use this skill programmatically across our company. Like, are you as psyched and blown away as I am? I mean, I know this is a longer video, but we're going through step by step on this. I think this is super exciting. I really hope that you found this useful and helpful. If you have questions, comments about, the things that work today, the things we want to see in the future, like put those down below. This is a public preview thing. This is the best time in the world to play with these tools to see what works or doesn't necessarily work the way we want it and provide feedback. Remember, they're updating the service 3 times a week right now, and these preview features don't have to do all the integration testing and other stuff that the other features do, so there's a much shorter timeline for us to be able to get changes in and enhancements before it goes to generally available. So please play with this now. Let them know their feedbacks over at ideas.fabric.com or something like that. Whatever it is, there's an idea site out in Fabric as well. So go ahead and do that. If you found this useful, make sure you hit like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. It really helps me out, feeds the logarithm. Heck, you know what? I haven't plugged this in a long time. If you like what we're doing here, head over to krayosbi.com, click on, and you want to support me, go and buy me a coffee. I'll send out stickers. Some random stickers I got right now are the best day ever stickers. These are going fast. In fact, it might be the last one, but I got more stickers of all sorts of other stuff coming in. You'll get a random sticker when you buy me a coffee or buy one of the t-shirts that's down below, or heck, if you're finding this all just too much for you and too much for your organization, you need help, go over to krayosbi.com, click on Get a Data God for yourself, and myself or one of my colleagues will reach out and we'll connect with you and help you out, all right? You have the best day ever. Peace. Baker Tilly Digital combines strategic industry insight and advanced technical expertise to uncover and solve your digital transformation challenges. If you're interested in learning more, check out our website at bakertilly.com/digital.